Dear students, welcome to the online class. In this class, we will discuss about human white blood cells or leukocytes. Let us discuss about some general features of leukocytes. The term leuco refers to white and cyte means cell. So leukocytes are white blood cells that do not contain any pigment like hemoglobin. In RBC, hemoglobin is present and this hemoglobin is responsible for the characteristic red color of RBC. Leukocytes are the main components of our immune system for protecting the body against diseases caused by both pathogens and other agents. Unlike RBC, leukocytes are distributed throughout the body, including the blood, lymphatic system, and in tissues. On the other hand, RBCs are present only in blood. All leukocytes have nuclei, but we know that nucleus is absent in RBC and also in platelet. The normal WBC count is usually between 4,000 to 11,000 cells per microliter of blood. An average of 8,000 cells is present in 1 mm³ of blood. An abnormal increase in WBC is known as leukocytosis, which is usually observed during infection. However, a malignant condition, a cancerous condition called leukemia, is also a type of leukocytosis. But all leukocytosis are not leukemia. Abnormal decrease in WBC is known as leukocytopenia or simply leukopenia. Leukocytes contribute about 1% of the total blood volume, but RBCs provide 45% of the total blood volume. The ratio of RBC to WBC is 600:1. WBCs can move out from blood capillaries to tissues. That process is known as diapedesis. Let us classify WBC. WBCs are broadly classified into two based on the presence or absence of granules in their cytoplasm. If granules are present in the cytoplasm, the cells are called as granulocytes. Three cells are identified as granulocytes. They are basophil, eosinophil, and neutrophil. The second category is agranulocytes that do not contain any granule in their cytoplasm. Monocyte and lymphocyte belong to agranulocyte. Based on the cellular differentiation lineage, WBCs are also classified into myeloid cells and lymphoid cells. Myeloid cells originated from myeloblasts of the bone marrow, from which neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, and monocytes are formed. The second lineage is lymphoid cells, which are formed from lymphoblasts of the bone marrow, from which lymphocytes are formed. Later, lymphocytes are differentiated into T cell, B cell, and NK cell. These cells are responsible for either cell-mediated immunity or humoral mediated, also known as antibody-mediated immunity. Let us discuss about the granulocyte. Number 1, neutrophil. Neutrophils stain with a neutral stain, hence the name neutrophil. They are the most abundant WBCs, comprising 60 to 70% of the total circulating WBCs. Their cytoplasm contains fine, pale granules. Neutrophil has only one nucleus, but its nucleus is multi-lobed, usually with 3 to 5 lobes. Each lobe is connected by a slender strand. Hence, they are generally referred as polymorphonuclear leukocyte, short form PMNL. Remember that all granulocytes can be considered as PMNL because their nucleus contain more than one lobes. The inactivated blood neutrophil may have an average lifespan of 5 to 135 hours. Their main function is the phagocytosis of bacteria and other exogenous or endogenous antigens. The second granulocyte is eosinophil. They are stained with acidic stain eosin, hence the name eosinophil. Eosinophils comprise about 3% of the total WBC. Their nucleus is bilobed, like a headset. Their main function is to protect the body from parasitic infections, such as hookworm infections or tapeworm infections. Neutrophils are unable to phagocyte these larger worms. Eosinophils are also responsible for allergic reactions in some persons. Example is eosinophilia, which is characterized by high eosinophil count. The third granulocyte is basophil. They are stained with the base stain, hence the name basophil. Their number is less than 0.5% of the total WBC. They are the WBC with the least in number. Their nucleus is bilobed or trilobed. Their granules contain chemicals such as histamine, which is a vasodilator, and it helps to relax or dilate the blood vessels, and heparin, which is an anticoagulant, helps to prevent blood clotting in blood vessels. They can also release certain chemicals that can attract eosinophils and neutrophils to the infected area. Hence, their over-response may lead to inflammation. Let us discuss about A granulocytes. Number 1, lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are the abundant cells in the lymphatic system than in blood vascular system. They are round, non-granular cells with large, round nuclei which partially fill in the cell. Their number may vary from 25% to 30% of the total WBC. Lymphocytes are the second most abundant cells of leukocytes. Lymphocytes have the following two subpopulations. Number 1, T lymphocytes, also known as T cells. They mature within the thymus gland, hence the name T cells. They are responsible for the cell-mediated immunity. It has the following subpopulations: T helper cells or TH cells, T cytotoxic cells or TC cells, gamma delta T cells, and natural killer cells, also known as NK cells. The second subpopulation is B cells. They mature within the bone marrow, hence the name B cells. B cells are responsible for the antibody-mediated immunity. The second A granulocyte is monocyte. Monocytes are the largest WBC with a diameter of 10 to 18 micron. They constitute 6 to 8% of the total WBC. Their nucleus is kidney-shaped. They possess relatively large cytoplasm without granules. Their function is also phagocytosis, similar to that of a neutrophil. Some of the monocytes become the tissue macrophages. Macrophages are the main immune cells responsible for eliminating bacteria and other extracellular antigens in tissues. These are about white blood cells. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel.